Morning, everyone. How are we doing? Happy Friday, folks. Happy Friday. Be happy it's Friday. We've had a fantastic week this week, so let's just see what we can get on a Friday. But our jobs today, make sure we leave the week nice and green, all right? So nothing stupid on a Friday, please. All right, let's just start off on the higher time frames. I'm actually going to go to a monthly chart to start because I think it's starting to become a little bit pivotal here. All right, so monthly, as you can see, it's our first monthly pullback. The old monthly high from September, I want to be aware of this kind of zone here, 25,000, let's call it 25.25 down to 24,900. All right, this zone here, all right, I'm firstly aware of on a monthly, and we will refine these as we go down. And then this zone down here is transition point. Okay, and then we're going to go to a weekly, and you can see that monthly zone on the weekly becomes our weekly RBS level. All right, weekly RBS, and you can see volume definitely has been getting thicker here. All right, so we would expect if we're going to stay heavy, all right, on a weekly, we wouldn't expect it to reclaim 25.4. All right, we can see we had left volume trapped above, and then we traded thin. And then we're thicker down here for a rotation all the way down to, well, really 24.4, but we all know the level, all right? 24.7 to 25,000 is the level, folks. That was the rotational level that we were in for quite a while after this big CPI candle. All right, moving down into the daily, and you can see these monthly and weekly levels starting to become even more clear, all right? So I'd say here on the daily, we're starting to look a little bit thicker above 25.2s. Yeah, 25.2, 25.3s. Those are levels of interest, and we can refine this somewhat. Definitely 25,000, but where do we get really thick? 24.8, all right, which is some old wick. So 24.8, this is our 50-day as well. So I'd be watching to see if this starts to find a bid once we drift into here. Now we've refined it a bit on the daily. That's what I'm aware of. On the daily, we are moving into areas of interest, which were resistance, which we broke out from. We tried to hold that on that first dip down. We failed it yesterday. We failed it overnight. So if we keep staying heavy versus these areas, 24.290, let's just say 20, if we stay heavy versus 25.3 up to 25.4, all right, then I'm thinking about continuation lower, and that will remain that way, which means what? Which means maybe today it can afford a drift back up on a Friday. I don't know, maybe they just go, no, we're panic selling this all the way back down to the lower Bollinger Band. We're going to go top bowl, mean, lower bowl, top bowl, lower bowl, mean, lower bowl, top bowl. Very, very common. You'll see numerous times we fail the top bowl, we go mean, lower bowl, mean, lower bowl, top bowl, lower bowl, etc., etc. Right, you will see this over and over again, even when we did the crash at the beginning of the year. Top bowl, 20-day, lower bowl, puke. So we have to be aware of that. Market is trending down, but we are into levels of interest on a daily. So our location, remember, was fantastic for shorts up here, right, where we left volume trapped high. All right, that's a great location. Really, the guys who are having the most fun now are the swing shorts, because they're able to hold on to this, add back in, and just see how far down we can go. The ideal location for short is not here, is it? We start to become more of an ideal location for potential cover points into some of these areas. So I don't want to be short at the lows today. If it's going to puke out, we'll find a way for joining lower time frame for this move down to 24.8, 24.7, 24.5 if it really let go. All right, but really I'm looking to see if we want to drive back upside first today before we think about anything else. And I don't want to get caught at the lows, and we can see that more on the hourly. So let's just move this so we can see you guys. All right, so here are the levels from yesterday. As you can see, we're drifting into some of this higher time frame levels of potential support where we get a little bit thicker. We're now trading underneath the 20-day, the 5-day. We'll catch up in the next 1 or 2 sessions and probably cross the 20-day, signaling potential more downside pressure on a back test. What am I looking at today? Well, the key levels from yesterday, all right, previous day value area low. If we fail to reclaim previous day value area low, we're going to attempt to move lower, or at least to retest Globex low. So that would be trade opportunity number one for me if I'm staying short side. If we sort of do a push down and start recovering previous day value area low, then what are we going to do? There's probably a counter trend long back up to previous day point of control to come and gut check some of these stops. If there is a squeeze through the previous day point of control, we are likely to visit previous day value area high. Very, very simple. So it's either a rejection of this and a continuation or a check of the low, or it's a look below and fail with a reclaim to come and short squeeze out some of these areas. Do I expect it to get above previous day value area high? Probably not on a Friday when we've been heavy, but we can't rule it out. So over this, what happens up here? Two things. Bull traps and squeezes. All right, so if we get one of these and this and this, if we do this, I'm more inclined to think we reprice some of this action. If we do this, all right, I'm more inclined to think that is probably a bull trap for them to sell back down into value. All right, so that's the range we're playing with. Yesterday set the range that we're playing with. We want to be careful getting short at these lows, folks. We want to be really, really careful getting short to the lows. You can see overnight, go over this quickly before we do the mag. All right, this was previous day's value. Overnight, we went sideways, sideways, side. Look what below and failed. Came up to previous day point of control. Sold it. Checked value and now washing lower. So far, POC and value from Globex is telling us lower prices. All right, but the location's gone. All right, if you were trading overnight, these were great overnight locations to have short continuation. We are not trading overnight, so we can only trade what's in front of us. Okay, let's check out the mag and everything else. Go to make sure we got this on. All right, yes, same story. All right, that's your range from yesterday, first range. And if they recover that, that's your range above. Yeah, it's starting to drift into these areas of interest. 26.7s, man. Whole number. It's going to be interesting, 26.7s. That's probably what they might do on a gut check. Let's just check the ETFs because they are also coming into areas of interest. I'm pretty sure 660 was a huge options level. Fairly sure 660. Is that all the way down here? It's a long way away. I'm fairly sure 660 was a big, big options level. I can't imagine we go there, but can't rule it out. All right, let's check the VIX. Still pumping higher. All right, this is still a risk-off scenario. All right, look at the trend on the VIX for a number of days now. We've talked about it. All right, this is an upswing on the VIX. There's your downside. There's split the V. All right, we're in a bullish trend on the VIX. If we start breaking through, let's just call it 21s, and we've got to move up to 23s. Market will absolutely go into panic if we start doing that, folks. All right, that would be major volatility. Worth being aware of. Right, check the mag. Apple looks like slight gap down. Yeah, slight gap down. Still into previous day's range. This thing has had relative strength. It's been absolutely phenomenal to see. If we just zoom out, everything else, right, has been giving back. This is holding at the highs right now. Very, very strong relative strength in Apple. Impressive. Amazon gapping down, weakness continues to bleed. It's probably going to come and try and fill all of this. So I'll be watching Amazon into 233s and 222s. That looks like it's going to give the move back unless it reclaims New York view up in the old range. So if it reclaims 44, maybe you get a bullish squeeze out. But right now, weakness in Amazon. So that's your first one that's weak. Goog. Not too bad yesterday, actually. Trying to hold its gains right now. That's not too bad. There is a gap down here, but you're basically trading in Goog between these two pools. All right. Fail breakout above, fail breakout below. Liquidity being built here. So no edge in Goog. Meta weak. You can see that. All right. Just slammed, 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 slammed. You would think it's just coming for that whole number at 600 at this point. Is there a gap fill? Yes. All right. So it's probably, yeah, 600s. 600s is the gap fill, basically. Top of the gap, 606. But technically, it was a bearish day. So it'd need to close, yeah, down towards 592s. So, yes, gap fill on the Goog. And then we can think about maybe a short squeeze out next week to fill some of that imbalance in the other way. Microsoft weakness as well. All right, not as bad as Meta, but still underneath previous day close at previous day low. If it reclaims that, maybe there's a squeeze out up here, but for something like this. But until that point, you have to be thinking about sideways and lower. Nvidia getting absolutely hammered. All right, look how much this is given off the top now. All right, coming right down into an interesting area of support. We had resistance, 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 breakout, support, failed under, resistance, resistance, breakout, coming back to this key area. All right, and then you'd expect a bid up here at some point, unless they're going to panic. And if we do this here, then it's big, big, big problems for the market, like we've talked about. It's literally, this is the leader right now. If this keeps puking, market will probably keep following as the froth comes out of the market. And Tesla, big gap down. All right, giving back. Did pretty well to hold up the last few sessions, to be honest. They're giving back a few gains, but again, range rotation here, looked above, range rotation here. If it fails to hold above this, it would go range rotation here again. A little bit messy on Tesla, I'd say. As a whole, equally weighted. How are we doing for time? Slight gap down in the market. Okay. So yeah, not really, nothing too enticing right now. I sort of want to wait for a gut check up there before I think about anything else. And then we see how we go after that. Where are you? There you are. Not going to get a chance to do the good mornings this morning. I'm sorry, folks, but good morning, everyone. Running a little bit late here, getting through the scans as we're 40 seconds away from market open. So liquidity on the book, 25,070. Let's look upside. I don't think there's much on the book right now. No. All right, so it's just going to be a waiting game for me at the open. We'll see if there's a panic in this market or not, or if we're due that little, at least push to previous day value area low or Globex. You would think there's potentially a squeeze out to here for them to make a decision, and that's when I'll be interested. If we just dump the open, there's not really much I can do. I'm not going to short low of day on a gap down after a big sell day. So let's see, folks. We've got we've got longer than I thought. 2 minutes here. Not so bad. So maybe I can get through some of these good mornings. Get the chat open. All right. Good morning, everyone. What are you guys saying in chat? I can see some of you. John, thank you very much. Very kind of you. That's my Friday coffee and bagel sorted, as always. Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate it. Yeah, main job today, folks. We've had a fantastic week. Tuesday and Thursday were really, really, really big winners for us. All right. There is absolutely no reason to be forcing your way in and out of the market today. Okay. So a bit like Wednesday, all right, after a big sell day, a bit like Wednesday, we just play what's there in front of us. So yeah, do me a favor, smash that like button nice and early. We will do some giveaways at the end of stream. But in my job today is to keep you guys safe, make sure I end the week nice and green, take some nice payouts, and that's it. We're not looking to have a massive day here. We will have a massive day if it presents itself for us to have a massive day. But you know, you look at the daily chart, we've had some pretty big moves this week already. And what I don't really want to do is short the low of day, low of week, low of month. All right, I'm not really keen to be doing that into an area of interest for buyers to maybe come back in. I'm also not just going to bid on it for no reason. We did take the long in Discord yesterday back up side for that counter trend squeeze that we were talking about on stream. We actually took it in Discord altogether, which was good fun. So we've played both sides of the chart nicely. Let's see if we can get up to these sort of 200s and above and see if it does, we can make a decision. Get my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, here we go. Here's the open, folks. so everything gapping down other than Apple. It's the only one holding up. There has been fear in this market, so let's just wait and see. Let it settle down. Yeah, everything on my board is red and bonds are up, so that should mean some fear in the market right now. What's the Dixie doing? Pretty much flat, just under the 100. So yeah, just nice and steady here. Already seeing some selling coming into this market, but our location is less than ideal. Seems like they're going to sweep out these lows to start the day before they do anything else. It's a big sell pressure. Apple now gone red. Microsoft the only one holding up. I don't want to sell low of day. So if this just keeps puking, we're going to have to wait for it to build out some structure. We have those levels, 25,000 and then 24,800. Sorry, I just had to check that old level. Yeah. All right, so let's just let this settle down. Like I said, I'm not interested in shorting low of day, low of week, low of month. The only way I'll do that is if we build out some liquidity. New to the stream, welcome. Welcome, Tom. We've had a really good week, all right? So it might be a bit slower today, just to warn you. We've been catching, 200, 300, 400 point trades this week on stream. Not expecting necessarily the same thing today unless we get a big drive up, which is sold into, or we get absolute panic into the weekend. But I'd actually prefer a drive up in many ways. I think it sets up a better trade for next week, but let's just see. Starting to get a bit more interested in watching this tape now. Again, we can think about that New York Open like always. Let me get my anchor on before I forget. No, that would be a fib. There we go. All right, so retesting these lows. If we reclaim that, they will test New York Open. Sellers will want to take control here. It's an awful location to be selling in, but that's what they're trying to do if they're going to force it lower right now. And you can watch that New York Open for your under over. Here's the move back down to low of day. There are buyers bidding at 25,000 right now. We did have some strong selling in that morning push. But I want to see how we act at the New York Open. If we start squeezing back through that New York Open, I think we can revisit Globex low at 61 and then 25,220s. It's not necessarily a long I want to take, but that's what where I'd be more interested if they can come up there and thinking about playing the other side of them. I'll give you a readout. Tesla 3.25% down, Nvidia 1.35% down, Meta 1% down, Google 1.1% down, Amazon 0.70% down, Apple starting to sell 0.82% down, Microsoft the only one with relative strength today, just about 0.19% up. So that's the only one with some strength. Everything else looking particularly weak right here on a gap down this morning. So do they let go this view up and now move lower? Answer is probably yes by the looks of it. I would really like a morning drive higher before we think about any of this. VIX gapping up. Come on, you've got to get higher, otherwise we're not going to be left with an opportunity. Globex are going to have all the fun. Nice and patient here, folks. I'm not seeing anything on the tape of interest right now, so it's not like yesterday where it was go time at the open. Feels heavy still. Feels heavy. They want a new lower day here, but again, worst location possible. Absolute worst location possible. Worst location of the month so far to be shorting in. VIX coming up to that pivot towards 21s. Please squeeze out first. If you break down here, you're going to leave me with absolutely nothing, aren't you? Where's that bid? He's down at 25k, is he? They're trying to force this lower at this point for a breakdown. I really don't trust it. But I think they want to go to 25,000. It's not something I'm going to play. I can't play off this tiny structure at low of week here, but this feels like that's what they're trying to do. Yeah, some sellers trying to force their way through here. VIX trying to break through 21s that we talked about. So 25,000 would be your first target, basically bottom of this box, down to 25k. If you're taking this short, it's beyond my appetite, but that's what I'm seeing. Not much selling this morning. I'd say most of the selling is up at 25,000 and buying is up at 25,760 to 70 right now. Follow it through here from the sells. Here comes your 25k like we talked about. So it's just a shame. I would have liked it higher. I would have liked it higher first to sell into. They're trying to bid off this. They're going to sell through. Here's 25,000. Big level here on the book. Huge level. VIX through those 21s. Huge selling at the lows. If these guys get caught, this is where we do a squeeze off it. If they get follow through, we're going to move under 25k and puke. Big level. There's a big seller here on a book. Yeah, they're going to get their way. They're going to sell through. 372 lot came in there. More selling. Very aggressive selling now. Here we go, puking out. So congrats if you took that. It was just beyond my appetite, unfortunately. I wanted that pop up back, at least back up to the New York Open first, but it wouldn't give it. And here you go. Aggressive selling taking control right now. And here come the start of the imbalances. Absolutely no one buying this right now. They are scared out of their souls at the moment. It's the first time we've seen a bid step in is at that low. And I don't imagine that'll be the end of it. No, it's not. They're going to get hurt. Okay, so into next start of pools then. I'm going to remove this. We can put a little shelf on here. It's not ideal, but all right, into these next pools. Remember, the big one is, I'm going to have to keep reminding myself where that shelf starts. Big one is basically 820s. Maybe that shelf on a weekly and a daily starts at 860s, 870s down to 790s. That is where we get very, very thick. So here all the way down to 790s. Can I extend this? Maybe just draw a fresh one. 880s to 790s. 880s to 790s. Let's do this blue in both ways. There we go. That's where we get thick, very, very thick down there. All right, a little bit of buying here. A little bit delta caught offside at the lows, but not anything too significant yet. Market all red other than Microsoft still. It was a nice trade if you took it. Just a simple bear flag breakdown. But yes, just panic in the market at the moment. So buyers tried to step in here. They're going to get hurt again by the looks of it. So sellers want to protect. What's this level up here? Basically 65 at the moment. Some strong buying trying to absorb here. They're going to get hurt. And as long as 65 stays heavy, sellers are in control. There's a big seller came in there. So it's a battleground here. They're selling the lows and they get so far getting their way. That won't happen forever, but like we know, there's some levels underneath that the market looks like it's looking for at the moment. Yeah, they're selling the lows comfortably at the moment. No one been trapped yet. More selling at the lows. Lots of selling down here. So watching for a reclaim. If they reclaim 27, that's going to start to test 40s. And if they reclaim 40s, then they're going to start to test 60s, and if they reclaim that, shorts get stuck. So through the 27s, here's the test of 40s, 40s to 60s now, the level, lower time frame. VIX absolutely flying, by the way. 2150s now, like we talked about. So the next stop really for the VIX is 2215 up to 2287. Okay, reclaiming 47s here. A little micro short squeeze. 60 would be important. If they reclaim 60s, then maybe some shorts get left at the lows. We do have some delta left at the lows there, and we are starting to move into positive delta. We did tap the first level. This is the next level down here. So how we act at VWAP now probably going to be key. But definitely some shorts caught at those lows. So like we said, 60s key. If they reclaim 60s, a bit more of a squeeze up. Where was that buying? Actually, all the way up to 72. So sellers can protect up to 72 right now. Not in anything here, folks, for me, unfortunately. I could see it, but I'm trying to stick to my rules. So sometimes even when I see it like today, it doesn't mean I'm going to take it. Even in panic, I don't really want to be shorting low of day, low of week, low of month on breakdowns into RBS zones. But there has been panic. You're seeing Delta is trying to flip here. There are some buyers trying to step in and hold here. They're trying to reclaim these 60s and 70s, squeeze through that. We probably go for a 25,000 gut check into VWAP. All right, so the last lot of buying that came in was at sort of 9:37 this morning, and it was right here into 70s. Above this, there's no buying, it's all selling. So if those sellers have exited, you get your squeeze out. So it might be a 30-point trade up here through 70 to VWAP if they can squeeze it. It's not something I'd be taking on the long side, but just telling you what I'm seeing on the book. There you go. So sellers trying to defend 70s. Yes, there is news at 10. You are right. Consumer sentiment at 10 o'clock. Sorry, I probably should have said that, shouldn't I, at the beginning. My apologies. But yes, news at 10 o'clock. Okay, battleground here for a bit. I was trying to hold up here. I think that sort of 70s level is key. Through that, you're going to go all the way back up to those 25,000. Here you go. So buy coming in here. Delta was all buy side here. Here you go. Back up to 25,000. So if you took this move, you can pay yourself on the way up. I would say if you're long today, your counter trend, just be aware of that. You should be see money, take money until it reclaims any big level. Where is my volume profile? I haven't actually put it on yet. I was just reading the book, but we can put you an anchor here. You won't get too much out of the profile right now. It's still early in the day, so that's your developing profile. Okay, so coming up for that 25,000 gut check like we talked about. So sellers currently are trapped under 40. All right, sellers are trapped under 940. Buyers try to take control of 40 to 70. Looked for that squeeze up to 25,000. I would say right now buyers will need to take control between 60 and 40. Failing to maintain control of 60 to 40, you will see downside pressure because sellers are stuck underneath there. So if you let them out, they're going to get stuck. But if the pullback holds into this 60 to 40 area, then maybe lower time frame buyers can come back in. Again, your counter trend if you're playing the bias today. VWAP's pointing down. We've just tagged it, just done everything we talked about. All right. Sellers currently are stuck under here. This is where Delta flipped back positive. Once we got through this level here, the squeeze out to here became. This is the question now. Can buyers hold this or this move back up to here? Or is this going to fail and these sellers get let out and we move lower? So this is why counter trend's very, very hard if you're going to take the longs, but it has been setting up there this morning for at least this move here to 25,000. Karim, do I not use yesterday's levels? Yes, I do. Do you think we are anywhere near yesterday's levels? They're all the way up here, my friend. We're gapping down. So, you know, what do you want me to do? The volume profile is up here from yesterday, buddy. I'll use that, yes, previous day's levels when we get near it, but we're gapping down. Like I said, we're low of week, we're low of month, we're underneath everything. We haven't back tested any previous levels other than what we did in Globex, which I all went over in the morning show. So if you're not here from 9:15 to 9:30, you're missing out on valuable information. All right, the squeeze continuing. 25,000 gut check coming up. VIX pulling back inside, so big push out on a VIX to 21.58 today, pulling back to 21s. It's New York opens just below to see if they hold it. Squeeze still in effect here all the time. They are able to hold above those levels. Low, 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 low time frame. That's all I'm talking about. Very low time frame. They've just back tested VWAP. There are sellers still there currently. Here's the battle continuing. The move back down towards those 40s. This is strong selling from VWAP right now. Here's your battle. 40 to 25,000 is your battle. No buyers on the tape on this move down. Only right at these lows now. And it looks a little thin for me. So here's the battle at 40. Like I said, there are sellers stuck under 40 right now. You see, is this move straight down to 40? Well, okay, it went 2 points lower than I said, but this is the rotation right now that they're battling over. Squeeze over this to here. Failing for 25,000 to check if buyers are actually going to step in and leave these sellers in pain. That's what you're seeing right now. This is the battle. Bounced off of the 50, did it? It doesn't. It's not at the 50 yet for me. For me, the 50 is at 870s. It's the next block down. It's down here. But maybe we have different ones. But for me, the 50 on the NQ is down there. So still rejecting VWAP, still rejecting flow zones, but into the area where those sellers last time got trapped. Again, no trade here for me yet. Literally nothing of interest for me yet. If they're going to break these sellers are going to get let out. How long we got till news? In 10 minutes. Back to the imbalance where sellers came in right here at 70s. Back to check them, squeezing them out. Back to VWAP. Reclaiming VWAP, squeezes on because they held 40s again, back to 25,000. If you get through 25,000, we're going for an upside move to 25.33s, I would imagine. Battleground, absolute battleground. So bulls trying to step in here now that they've got some shorts caught at the lows. Just remember, any bullish move today is counter trend. It's like the hardest trade in the book if you're going to take it, and you're in a very, very, very weak market at the moment. So rotation back down to 40s again. Failing VWAP. And 40s fail here, we're going to go new lower day. We still have these levels underneath, remember. Lots of volume being created here. Still in a downtrend. Failing 40s now. Low of day here. Like, so high risk what we're doing here, back and forth. It's just not a trade for me. Until we reprice higher, I'll be interested in this market if we reprice higher for a short, or I'll be interested if we absolutely puke out everything and leave some shorts caught heavily at lows. But right now, the risk parameters for taking anything just feel far too high to be doing anything, but sellers keep kind of stepping back in here versus what's this? 50s, whole number. I just don't think there's edge right here for now. I can tell you what's being scalped, but I don't think there's a whole lot of edge. So protecting 40-ish again, they actually drifted under it. Back to 70 again. No, like I just don't think there's edge right now, folks. I'll let you know when I think there's edge in the market. At the moment, I think they're just building liquidity for a battle. Main trend is down, so the easier move is down, but your location for downside is terrible. Next levels. All right, VIX catching a bid at those 21s. So VIX now building out a range. Buyers trying to step in here, back to the 25,000. So it's basically it's 40 to 25,000 as your range rotation, 60-point range rotation. That is your range rotation, okay? Nothing has changed. We've been here the whole time. 25,000, 40. Shorts are still caught under here. Buyers can't take control over this. If buyers take control over this, there's a move back up to here. There's probably like a 50-point shove up. I'm just going to refill my water bottle for a second, folks. Oh, you made me one. I'll grab it in a minute. Thank you. Okay. So another attempt to get up to the 25,000s. And if they get through this, like I said, they're going to look for the volume up here. They're going to come and back test 25, 44s. If they get through that New York, if they get through that Globex and 24-hour VWAP, there you go. So it's the first attempt, full attempt at 25K now. There you go. So top of this value now is at 10s, and if they get through this, the next block up here will be where buyers are trying to send it to, and sellers will try and defend that. And if they fail to defend that, we're going to go through that New York Open. So rotation continuing, lower time frame. Here's the squeeze. I am now in this long for just scalps out off the 40s, and if we can get through here, it'd be nice. I say off the 40s, off 60 actually. First trade of the day, counter trend, the hardest trade to take, but let's just see if we can get up to 45s here. Taking a little bit here. If we don't defend this VWAP, I'm just going to take it off. I don't want to drift all the way back down to 40s again, because this can still be a bear flag building out. It can just be liquidity being built out here. But the rotation is from here to here, and if they get acceptance over here, then this. Okay, if they get acceptance over here. If they can't get acceptance over here, then you're going to see a peak above and something like this, and these guys get let out and a new low. So just when I'm counter trend, it's scalp only. It's not positioning for big moves. If we start reclaiming key levels, right? If we start reclaiming New York or Globex or previous day low, then sure, I'm going to sit in the long longer, because then I know we've got a failed auction below big daily levels. But at the moment, that's not what we have. We're just playing lower time frame. Trying to give this a minute to hold this level right here, but otherwise I'm going to cut the runner here. Not going to let it drift all the way back down to 60s where I got in. Buying quarter those highs at the moment. Be careful. I think there's more in this, but let's see. 5 more minutes left. Big level here. VIX back down to its New York Open. So if VIX doesn't catch a bid here, which it looks like it is, then maybe we can drift a little bit higher. If VIX catches a bid here, then Maybe sellers come in with a bit more conviction. By the way, give you a readout on the mag. Tesla 3.70% down, Nvidia 2.44% down, Microsoft 0.25%, Meta 1.65%, Google 2.25%, Amazon 1.30%, Apple just about red, but it's pretty much flat. We're building out liquidity here. I'd love to see a squeeze higher just so I can make a bit more money, but if it doesn't come, it doesn't come. That's all right. We'll lock in a few $100 no matter what. I think it's coming. I think a little squeeze out is coming here. They've got to get through this high where they caught these buys. We've got a bit of delta stuck above 08 right now. Here we go. Come on, baby. Just one more little shove up will do it for me, please. Come on, get above that value. Delta's stuck up there again. Want to be careful at 08. They keep trying and failing. Not giving this room under VWAP, folks. No chance now that we've had another attempt. So stop at VWAP or just below VWAP. We either go or we don't. Either way, I'm locking in money. Because with counter trend, it's a very, very tough trade. We're just trading the book in front of me. Come on. Come on. There we go. Lovely. Thank you. All right. Can you get up to this level here? This edge into 46s. And if we can get through that, we can hold through it with a bit more size. Here we go. Getting close into this low volume node. Nothing wrong with taking some profit in this low volume node. Right, because sellers, if they want to defend in front of the high volume, they can. There's your low volume node. But really, I want to see us come into this. Okay, and if we start reclaiming that and basing, I'm more interested in what happens after. We're looking good here. Thank you very much. This is probably the toughest trade you can take. To be honest, it's really tough to take these, but it looks good. Manage your expectations. Don't expect the world, all right? Don't expect the world, but we have drifted very, very low into higher time frame areas of demand. We've found some sellers, not a huge amount, but a few sellers trapped at those lows, and we're just starting to counter trend away from that. At some point, sellers will try and come in and defend. If they fail to defend, that's when a bigger squeeze can happen. Here we go, folks. Here we go, folks. How did I get that VP on the left? You mean on the right? It's an anchored volume profile. Here we go, here we go. All right, so TP1 coming up here into the shelf. There's your TP1. You've just hit it, the underside of the shelf. All right, so now just hold. See if we can get up into this, but you know, you should be risk-free now. Anything over this is a bonus at this point, folks. And there's your trade for the day. So I'm sorry I didn't get the shorts with you this morning. I called it out, but there was the long for the counter trend back into this area. And I'm getting a bit thick here. If we reclaim this and we get through New York, you know, bulls are going to start getting excited. Bears might get a little bit scared. So either way, I set you up there off 40s. So once we reclaimed, looks good. Yeah, news in 1 minute now. All right, let me get through the chat because I haven't been able to look at it this morning. Make sure you're locking in here. Took the short after making the new low until the doji. Okay. Not sure where because I'm probably reading this much later than when you wrote it. But as long as you made money, I'm happy for you. Awani, sorry, I'm excited. My understanding of the market and the way I trade got a lot better after I found this stream and I joined Alex's course. My old me would have been smashing buy sell by now. That's good. Okay, so our TP hit there. Remember, this can be a two-leg, right, which bears sell into. So we just have to wait and see. Right, this can absolutely be a two-leg, which bears sell into for new lows, which is why we take profit out because we counter trend. News hitting here in 5 seconds. So I would move your stops tight if you're not already out of this, folks, because you don't want that news to hit and get wrecked. All right, markets pulled the liquidity, letting this settle down. I'm fully out of this now for transparency. If we move higher, I can always join in if it sets something else up. Okay. Well, I can't imagine consumer sentiment was good. Can you? I'd imagine it's god awful right now. But let's have a look. Back down towards these 40s. Oh, who'd have guessed it was down on what I expected? One-year inflation came in hot. 5-year inflation came in a little bit under. Don't know how that's happened. And Michigan sentiment came in under. Expectations came in under. Okay, so two-leg pullback might now cause this giant bear flag for a sell. We have volume down here. Bears are stuck at these lows right now, but not a huge amount of them, but there are some stuck underneath 40. Let me go a little bit over here. Where do those delta buyers come back in? Yeah, 40 is the key level for me. We had strong selling, 939 this morning. There was strong selling underneath that and at 940, and then we bid up off it, and we've not let any of those out yet. So all the time we're protecting 27. Ideally, they protect 40, but if they protect 27, those bears are stuck under there. This is still a range. Main objective is to go lower right now. Okay, main trend is lower, but a location's not very good. So if I'm going to play short, I'd want to push much higher first, basically, and see bulls trapped, or build out some liquidity down here. See bulls come try and defend 1, 2, 3, 4 times and then get stuck. So far, we're still protecting those levels. I don't use Tradeify. I'm just using Footprint and Bookmap. Apple finding a bid here, folks. Now over 1/3% up. So relative strength remains in Apple. VIX found a bid on New York Open as well. Give me a second. I'm just going to get my coffee here, and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry, team. Needed my coffee. Okay, bears trying to take control. I mean, they are in control of the overall session and market, but if they get through here, then they let out those strong sellers, which were at lower day. There's a bid down here, 200 lot, just advertising down here. But you can see, even on Bookmap, they're trying to sell strong again here. Big selling down here. So they're trying to take out those lows. I'd be watching, be very careful. I don't know if you guys are in this short, but I'd be very careful for a failed break of these lows. I could look below and fail. I'd love for you guys, if you're in this, just to get a drift all the way into here, but see how they operate. Very strong selling here, coming in huge orders. They will need it to snap. If they don't get a move lower after being here, this is the 3rd attempt now down in this region with big size, they will get themselves caught. So they will need a move lower, and they're going to need it soon. VIX is starting to push again. All right, so it's setting up for these bears for a move lower, but I'm telling you, they keep coming in with size at the lows and they're not moving lower. There's absorption happening down there right now. It just depends how big the cojones is on this bull who's sitting down there trying to absorb the tape. John Dennis, I took the short on the London market, 143 points, thanks for your mentorship. Hey, great work, mate. It was a great short, that London short. I was very jealous I wasn't awake for it. Off the POC, you could have got short on the retested POC or on the 5-minute 200. Yeah, they were both there together. So the 5-200, the POC, previous day POC, retested POC, retested 521, and the retested previous day value area low. Everything set up. It was actually A+ scenario. This is why I'm not say hesitant isn't the right word, but like less interested, right? Less interested because the short was here, right? Look at this. Here's your two. Oh, this is previous day point of control here, and the 200, and an old VWAP, all right? And then we fail the 21, and then we fail previous day value area low. We're now all the way down here. I don't want to be short here. I want to be short up here. So it's just unfortunate. Like sometimes this is what happened. The train left the station. All right, Bears winning now. They're getting that move. I'd be very cautious about failed look below. Bears need follow through. They've come in with some very, very big size here at these lows. They're not messing about. They are not messing about. This is chunky size at these lows. Huge selling at these lows. Woof. These are big orders. Big orders. So maybe we get this next block like we talked about. Very, very possible. And VIX found that bid and is pushing back up towards higher day. So whoever was trying to absorb the tape there failed. And most of that size came in, where was this? 14s and then definitely at 40s. Basically 15 to 40s is your levels now where bears will want to defend. That's where they've come in with size. They'll be looking for downside follow through. They will not want any absorption at the lows to come and reclaim those levels. Okay, here's the retest of 900s. All the time bulls are trying down here, they're going to get themselves caught. You need bears stuck if it's going to move higher. And we've just let all those bears out. So certainly wouldn't be thinking long right now. I'm not going to get short down here either. Might just be a scalp kind of day, and that's all I get today. We will see. Which is fine, because Tuesday and Wednesday were absolute monster trades, weren't they? So back to these single prints, back to this imbalance. If they start reclaiming this area above, bulls will take control. This is where bears just absolutely took control of the market. All right, so this becomes fairly pivotal right now as an over-under. Well, that's what I was saying. If we do a look below and fail and reclaim, VWAP is starting to flatten out a bit. Bears will need to defend this area we just had on Bookmap where they came and see that this is the key level now. If they can't defend this, they're going to get squeezed out here, these bears. Like I said, be very careful with a look below and fail. We flipped Delta. His last two candles flipped big time. Much trickier day today, mainly because of the location, folks. Starting to see Delta come in positive. I'm starting to get very interested in a potential squeeze out here with bears stuck underneath now on reclaims. Here's 40s again. This is where the big selling came in. This is where all the big selling came in on that breakdown. It's currently point of control as well. You can see it right here. So this is where the big selling came down here. And again, all right, they're going to get caught. I'm playing this. Let's go. How far can we go? Small size because we're counter trend. See if we can get back up towards VWAP here. Watching this shelf. Let's go. We've caught them offside. Let's fucking go. Oh my God, it happened in one candle. Let's go. Right, taking some here. And let's see if we can really hurt them now. Beautiful. And this is all just from reading order flow, folks. Nothing else. All right. I know it's counter trend, but we're in higher time frame demand. This, I just said the whole time we're here, be very careful with a look below and fail. This is possible. If they catch them, oh, let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Into 25K, whole number here. Make sure you're paying yourself. Don't be over exuberant chasing. All right, the low was on the reclaim, 80 points away, 80 points below us. Back into range. Fuck yeah. Let's go, baby. What a beauty. What a beauty. That delta flip was massive down there once it happened. All right, let's see if pullbacks can now hold and if we can set a squeeze out. This is still overall bearish. I want to remind you that we're playing counter trend, but we did catch a load of bears at those lows on that failed look below. I expect this to start moving up. So Apple absolutely ripping now, 0.5% up. So relative strength in Apple. Can the rest of the market find a bid? Where would we want to find a bid above? Basically above 40s again. That's the same level. We'd want to be finding a bid above 40s. Ideally, at VWAP or above would be ideal. Otherwise, we are in this big old range. Let's see if they give the opportunity to reload. There's a lot of buying up there just now, over 25,000, which is not good. This is not where you want to be buying. So let's see if they offer a reload and hold. All these buyers get caught. We're going to go back into range again. Yeah, I'm interested if VWAP holds and if not, if 40 holds. That old POC, 40, 50, yeah. If dips hold here, I'm interested in an ad. If dips hold, I'm interested in an ad. Definitely buyers got caught on that last push up here, folks. So just want to be careful. If we can hold into this shelf, somewhere in the shelf would be great. Really nice. VIX failing underneath New York Open now. I want to see if we can expand this range. It's not going to give me a dip yet to buy into for an ad. Let's see. Nice. I can see some of you locking in profit. Congratulations. Yeah, I mean, if you're locking in money, playing in a range on a Friday like this, I think you're doing very well. Like, no point in overstaying, like we talk about. If you've made your money on a Friday, get off the charts, go and enjoy your weekend. Absolutely. Right, looking to form some form of structure here into VWAP or just below it. Looking for this sort of some kind of flag or inverse head and shoulder here for a squeeze out higher. And we're going to target that liquidity resting in towards 50 and then the New York Open and the 24-hour VWAP, which is up there right away at 25,112. So high day. If we can get through here, this cluster here, then I'm looking for expansion. I know this is edge of value, so I want to be careful. But if we can hold a pullback here, I'm looking for this TP1, TP2, TP3, and above that, which is magnificent if we get above that. If we don't hold a pullback on this shelf, I'm not interested in the ad. Looking good. We're going to get through these buyers that we trapped. They basically trapped themselves. So if we can get through these edge of value up here, it's important. Yeah, lots of you getting it. Good. Dre got it. B got it. Troy got it. Psychosis. Stefan. Charles. Tyson. Priska. Nice. We look good here. Just make sure you're locking some in. We're at the edge of current value, developing value on the day. You can see even Bookmap starting to go sideways. There are bids resting down at 75. Delta is buy side above us right now, which is not what you want to see. So we've got buyers in the lower time frame stuck here in this candle here. We want to pull back and expand. Don't want it to go straight up, otherwise, well, I mean, it can. We just have to think about an ad in a different location later. But let's see. because how we're building liquidity is not particularly bullish right now. Let's see, they might have caught enough. They might have caught enough. Might just keep going. Here we go. What you got for me, market? What you fucking got for me? You gonna be nice? I just on fire this week, guys. I'm like, it's actually crazy. Sometimes you just feel in the pocket. And I've been worried. I journaled last night and I was like, mate, you're reading the market so well that the market's gonna fucking humble you soon. You're gonna make an error and you're gonna get humbled. Be very careful with your size. But I mean, I'd say it's pretty good. I'd say we're reading it pretty well. I know there's a loss coming for me soon. I know it. I'm journaling it. I can see. I feel so in the pocket that it's gonna have to absolutely murder me soon. I can't keep seeing it this way forever. Surely something's gonna happen. So I'm really aware of that. I don't want to be overconfident. Ego will kill you. It will absolutely kill you. It went in my journal yesterday. Your ego will get you killed, son. Don't you dare get over exuberant and confident. I will pay respect to this market. But we look good here, folks. This is everything we wanted. So we've hit TP1. If we get above this, you can see the rotation above. There's a cluster above. This little cluster here. If we get through that, this is your target. All right. If we get through that, Globex. If we get through that, previous day low. If we start recovering, this is a big if, and I don't expect it to happen. But if we recover this up here, this will be a giant look below and fail, and we will go into rotation here for a bigger squeeze out, which we will then sell into harder next week. But we will just play what's in front of us for now. But yeah, congrats. If anyone took any of these with me, congrats. Thank you, Mo. Yeah, this was a present from my brother-in-law. I think last Christmas. Little Ralph Lauren winter jumper. I quite like it. It's nice. What footprint chart do I use? Just on TradingView, buddy. It's from Ralph. It's Ralph Lauren. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I've locked in most, just holding a little wee piece now. A wee little piece, just in case. I hope everyone here does the course so we can keep making money as a family. Hey, that's what I hope as well. I mean, not even, you don't have to do the course. It's just nice to win together. Like those in Discord know, like I'm very, very passionate about you guys finding financial freedom. Okay, so back down towards this cluster. All right, I would want it to hold the top of this. I'm not going to hold through this. All right, it needs to hold the top of this cluster because right now we're in rotation of here. We've looked below and failed. We've looked above twice and failed. We can come back down to here. I want this to hold if we're thinking about this. Failing here, I'm not interested in holding on to the runner because I don't want to hold to the other side of this and see it get weak. All right, so if you're thinking about an ad or anything like that, just know that you're in range rotation and you're going to be looking for an ad at the midpoint of the range, which is not ideal. It's not an A+ setup. The best setup was once they got stuck and seeing this here. And unfortunately, it didn't give me an ad down here before we completed this move. But I still expect us to go and take these highs. The way we built these, did we wick it? I think we go and take these. I think we will find a way of taking these out, honestly. That's what I think. All the time you defend it, I think we take it. But yeah, you're in range. You're in a rotational market. You've got to be careful of the book. Like, see Bookmap above me. These guys here will get themselves caught. Like 195 lot buying at the top. We don't want to see that. All right, we don't want to see that. These guys getting stuck on the footprint. You can see it as well. They keep trying to get. They got stuck on that last wick candle up over 15s basically, 15s to 30s on this wick candle. They got caught in here. Right, bulls got caught on that shove. So for now, leave it alone. And we've got a big buyer stacking up at 975, and I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls his order because he's done it a few times today. So he might well be a seller posing as a buyer who then pulls it, but we'll see. We will see. Big buying pressure coming in here. Again, they're trying to let these buyers out at these highs. So there's a passive seller up there into 25, 100%. That's the second time we've revisited it with big market size, and second time we've failed. So there's a passive seller up here protecting sort of 25 right now. 100% there's a passive seller up there. Am I also on video on Discord? No, we do private lessons on video. Other than that, I'm calling levels, so I can give you an example. Let me just watch this because I'm still interested in this. We're gonna go. There's still a passive seller up there. Once this passive seller at 25 gets out the way, there is a slingshot higher. Once this passive seller gets out the way at 25, there's a slingshot higher here. We just need to see him move, or bulls just run him over one way or the other. At the moment, every approach up into here, he's trying to absorb sell side. And I think once we get through this, we take these highs, we drift into here, and then maybe all the way up into this. Here we go. Still absorbing for now. In and around 25, he's still absorbing there. So he's still there. He's very, very active there. He's saying, guys, stop trying to take me out. But we will see who wins. It's going to be a battle. Don't be adding high. Whatever you do, do not be adding high up here when there's a passive seller up there. Again, bulls got trapped there above 25. So on footprint, you can see it really clearly. Even on the candles, you can see it. Everything over is 25. Everything over here, every push is being sold. That's because there is a seller here. And he keeps just reselling and reselling and reselling. Once he's done selling his infantry and there's no seller there, we will do this move. Once he's sold all of his inventory, we will do that move. Bookmap, just, it's literally tick by tick, mate. One minute. I mean, it's called the Z5, but it's just, here we go. Here we go. Is he going to get out of the way? Is he going to get out of the way here? Still absorbing there on the book. I think once we can get through this, there is a potential squeeze. If, I should say once, if we can get through this, there's a potential squeeze out. If we can get through this. Again, I'm just still in for my call position. No big dips for me to add into yet. Again, they're trying to sell around 25s, right? There's a big battleground there. Big battleground there. So edge of rotation, edge of value, still in a rotational market. Remember, we don't want to be long at the top of value. We're long from down here. If I see something here that I really like, I'll consider it. But this is very strong selling coming back in now. So 25 got defended, that guy. And let's see if this 404 lot is legit. They sold straight through it. Did he get gobbled up? He did. So 620 lots got sold at the lows there. I'm about to stop out here on my runner. They couldn't complete the rotation. We're going to go back down towards the edge of value. The bottom side, by the looks of it, like I said, not going to hold beyond this. So I'm stopping out here. Got to take the stop. Can always get back in. Can always get back in. This is where this big seller came in. 600 lot came flying in here. Average price of 74s. Back to VWAP. Maybe they have one more go now that they've drifted into this volume, but we will see. So big seller came in here. He's now underwater for now-ish. So maybe this is possible. Otherwise, this is possible. Because we're in rotation, like I said, this is 50% pullback in the rotation. This is not ideal, which is... There's your rotation. Look above, fail, look above, fail, look above, fail, look below, fail, back into cluster. 50%, bit of no man's land. We just have to see what's what. But huge seller here on the book. You can see him on Bookmap here. Here you go. 520 lot delta sell side. It was actually about 700 lot they sold through. And they're coming back in again. So the bulls just failed there again above 70s. So bulls have tried numerous times to get above 25. Failed that. Now failing to get back above 70s. We have an imbalance now above 90. So just sitting this out now. So Hot Tub Mike, Discord is available for members that do the course for free. All right, but only for people that do the course for free. Grindy, I wouldn't call this grindy. This is not grindy tape. This is definitely not grindy tape. This is rotational tape. Grindy is this. Right? There is nothing grindy about this, I'm afraid, buddy. That's not a grindy tape right now. Grindy is a trending market which is directional in one way with shallow pullback. Okay, back to VWAP. We're above where that big seller came in. So maybe these bulls will have one more go now to trying to get above 25s. It's 25,000 and, was it 25? Yeah, 25,025. So they're going to have one more go after testing this shelf. So they did deep pull back into the shelf, back to POC. Again, above this level here, I think there is a potential squeeze. There's been a passive seller at 25,025 all day long. Every time we've gone up there, he's been selling. But if he's the same guy who just pummeled here, he might lose his rotation. But we're about to find out. We are about to find out. Here we go, testing him again. If he's not there, we are going to squeeze this time. If he's not there, we will squeeze. Watching carefully. Still there for now, absorbing. Man, he's got endless size if he's absorbing that push. Still absorbing. They're going to have another go at him. Someone's going to get hurt soon, one way or another. Someone will be exhausted soon. Either this passive seller or these bulls. Someone's going to get exhausted soon. Some bigger buying coming in here. They're trying to force their way out. They still cannot get above him. They're finding fair value here at the moment. That's why they're juggling. We filled that imbalance as well from that last kill candle. He's got endless size. Yeah, he has got endless inventory that he's getting rid of up here at the moment. But I think if they get through him, there will be a squeeze. But they might not get through him. Because every time they do aggressive buying above, he's happy to just say, yeah, I'll keep selling to you. I'll keep selling to you. No problem, guys. No problem. You can take my inventory. I don't want it. I'll keep selling to you. I'll keep selling to you. Keep coming up. I'll keep selling to you. But when he's done, when he's got no more inventory to sell, you'll probably get a squeeze out. But at the moment, it seems he's got endless inventory to sell. There you go. Same move back down. So they still can't get through him. So again, nothing to do here. I'm not in the position. I stopped out. I'm interested if they form the squeeze. I will be interested if they form the squeeze, but we will see. Remember, it would be counter trend is not ideal. VIX is back underneath New York Open as well, which is good. Still, these buyers cannot take control. They're getting hammered. They're getting hammered, and they're coming in heavy, and they're getting hammered. Not a buyer's market right now. They've had opportunities up here, and they can't do it. So they're losing the battle at the moment. What are the red and blue boxes? They're basically supply and demand. I just haven't flipped them. So this was your over under. This is where lower time frame guys got stuck earlier. My seller's still in control for now. Buyers are trying to defend. We are in a range rotation. Just think about this. We're just inside value. What's the time? We're about to set initial balance, which will be here and here. And we're going to be at midpoint of the IB. It's not ideal. So this is confirming to me an initial balance rotation day until we get outside of an IB. We expect a build of liquidity, and that liquidity right now is pretty tight inside of value. Sellers got aggressive at those lows again. They're getting very impatient down here. They're getting very aggressive at these lows, these sellers. 370 lot came in flying down there at the low again. Big time battle. Someone's going to get really hurt here. It's a matter of time. It's either a big spike out or a big flush coming, because there's too much inventory trapped in a narrow range. VIX just flat now on New York Open, holding itself steady. Don't think there's any edge here at the moment inside value. There's zero edge. Zero edge right now. Oh, that market slowed down while it figures out what it wants to do. So IB now set. Move this. See a bit. Yeah, so the only really thing. What's that? 2513s. Sorry, I'm just looking at old weekly value areas. We're right in an old POC from the week of Monday, the 13th of October. And we are defending that so far. And we're defending the edge. So all the time that the bulls from that location defend it, there is potential for a rotation, I'd say back through 25,017, is that right? Can lead to a bigger squeeze out based on rotational markets. But if we fail this level, then we can test the old ledge down at 700s again. We're back into that range rotational market that we were in last month. Just think about all those newsletters that I sent. 25,000 to 24,700, 25,000 to 24,700, 25,000, like over and over and over again. We did those rotations. We're back inside that range now. It gets very thick and choppy in here because we spent so long in here. This can be a huge build out of liquidity to be used to go lower. Absolutely. If these bulls keep attempting up here and failing and sellers take control, you know, we can move lower into here and even the low 700s if it really wants to. So worth being aware of, but your location for short is not good. We've had, you had the short off the open if you wanted it. We've had a couple longs for the squeeze outs, and now I'm flat and just waiting for the next setup. I don't want to get caught in the midpoint of range rotation. It's ugly, ugly, ugly. Interested if we reclaim. Like, if we reclaim up, I'm interested. Not going to bid the lows, not in the current market conditions. But if I see them get caught and we reclaim, I'm interested. But until then, it seems like sellers right now are coming flying in. Whoa, my days, man. These guys are not messing about today. Who has got the bollocks to be selling lows with that kind of size? Apparently they do. Full panic market, it feels like to me still then. They are in full panic mode at the moment. Big selling. Big selling still. Not a buyer in sight down here yet. VIX reclaiming as well. All my days. Do they use this volume to go lower? In the daily. Can't imagine much lower, but maybe. Maybe into the weekend. Full panic mode. still selling the lows. They don't care, these guys. They don't care about location, which is why it feels like panic. Those bulls absolutely failed. So that big seller at 25, he said no. And now we've gone down to the low side of this range. Do they protect it? I'm not convinced down here. I'm not convinced they protect it. Where are those single prints? 50s. Every push up from bulls is getting sold into passively. That guy's walked this tape down and then aggressively at the lows, which is interesting. So every push up's being absorbed, and then every push down they come in aggressive. So they're not done selling yet. Say this node here and then back to POC, and then they gut check that if they want to go lower. Still selling. They are still selling every single pop. They are still selling. I'll tell you what, this market's in big problems. I just wish we could have had the sell from London. But yeah, this market is in big trouble. I wonder what is coming over the weekend. I wonder what is coming over the weekend. I don't reckon it's very good. All right, well, if we get stuck in here, I will leave the stream early because we've already played from here to here and from here to here, and then tried to hold a runner for this and got stopped out on it. I'm not going to play in this on a Friday. If they're going to burn all the options on a Friday, I'm not going to play. All right, back to POC like we just talked about. They're not done selling it. Every single pop's still being sold into. Every pop sold into. Here you go. More aggression. They want new lows at the moment. The reason I'm saying it feels more panicky is when you see the big market orders at the lows. So they're passive at the highs, but they're trying to force it lower. It's impressive. Like, it's impressive strength from them. You got to think if they do yank this, there's so much volume caught in here now. All the buyers at the highs that we talked about who are trying to force it higher and didn't get it, they're all stuck in here. If they yank this now, there's so much volume caught in here for a move down. Hang on a sec, please. There we go. All right, massive selling at lows again. Just a casual 400 lot at the lows on the market. By the way, Apple, 0.62% up. Amazing, amazing. All right, lower we go by the looks of it. Again, I wouldn't be selling these lows I'm just annoyed, to be honest, that it's not giving me the opportunity to sell up high today, but there we go. Can't chase it lower. Rotation happening and possible expansion about to happen right now. We can let go of an old naked point of control. Next move could quite comfortably, if they do snap this, be down to the low 800s, 810s. Lots of volume in here. Even if we think about expansion of this volume itself, There you go. So it makes sense if they do get it that they drop it. But let's see. We're still, for now, we're in an IB rotation market. That's all we're in. Nothing's changed for now. Yeah, we're at IB low, Sloth. I'd love one more trade. I can't see what I'm going to get here. I'm not going to sell outside. There's no way I'm selling an IB low into like weekly, daily, monthly demand levels when our sell point was 300 points up higher. I just can't. I can't do it. I cannot do that. And I don't think, unless we see bears get trapped on failed breakouts, I can't see how I can get involved for the long side. We've had those moves twice today. Even though we're in range rotation, what I'm seeing on the book looks a bit more panicky. It just looks like get rid of our inventory now. Do you have your book, Matt, set up somewhere? Oh, no, I haven't. I can do a video for it. We went over it. I think I went over it on the private call last week or the week before. Okay, lower day coming. There's the initial balance break. They're still selling, man. They're still coming in here at lows. They're still not done with it. They're still selling at lows. Mentally, you've just got to think about what that means. I don't think it's like short selling at lows. It's people dumping inventory, being like, fuck, like we're too frothy. This thing's going to puke. That's how I'm reading it. Fair value down here for now. No one really stuck. They're still aggressively selling. We haven't moved away from those aggressive sellers. I don't think we've got excess on that low yet. No reclaim of initial balance, no excess, no nothing. There's reclaim of IB. Not convinced on the excess underneath. $900s, 903 is probably more of a key level right now than the actual IB. VIX still going higher now. Reclaimed New York Open, starting to push on the 5-minute. How much lower are we offering on the book? Oh my God, yeah, they are offering. Are they offering 7s? Yep, they are. 775s. Worth noting. Worth noting. I just don't think there's an edge. There's not, for me, there's not edge here. I'm just trying to think of my setup. Okay, like if we're going to short underneath IBL, where to? Like we're in high time frame demand. It's just, I just don't think there's edge here. Momentum's good at this point. Like they've trapped volume above for this session, but we're in high time frame demand. You're shorting low of month. It's just like it's one of those days where it's not going to be the setup we've had the other days this week. VIX still going now. It wouldn't surprise me at all, trader on tilt, yeah, or something like that. Not seeing any reclaim, not seeing excess at a low, not seeing anything. Oh, it's just a leave alone right now, unfortunately. It's a leave alone. Now, here we go. That's bigger selling down there. They're still trying to absorb it, these buyers. You guys are stupid, man. Stop. Just stop. Let the auction finish. You've got to let the auction finish. You didn't learn anything yesterday, clearly. Still think we move lower. There's no excess. Buyers are still trying to do it. We're going to move lower all the time. These buyers keep trying to do it, and it's just unfortunate. It's not going to set up an entry for me today. There's nothing I can do with this, unfortunately. It goes against how I trade. I am not selling lows. It's just unfortunate. VIX about to break out here, folks. VIX is about to get going. This can get nasty if VIX gets going. Qs, how far are Qs from 600? Not too far. I think that was a level, from what I remember on the options. Yeah, I'm not looking for a big move from bulls, Troy. I'm not looking for a big move from bulls, but I'm not shorting down here. The location to short was up here. So unfortunately, when we wake up in New York, this is what we're left with. It's just one of those, really. So I'm left with scraps. So I'm fighting over scraps to make money today. And this has been a straight move down now, and every pop got sold into. So once this seller at 25 said, no, you're not coming above me, this is a straight move down, every pop being sold into. Bulls just stopping out and stopping out and stopping out until you see a reclaim of a level. There's nothing to do. And like I said, I don't want to be short in here because it's high time frame demand. I don't want to be short in here, even though it's an initial balance. We're in a trend. I can't ignore structure. John, I know you're newer here, but I don't believe in anything like 50% of a wick or anything like that. Just volume. Unless there's structure on that 50% of the wick on another time frame and volume there, it doesn't mean anything to me. The whole CE blah, blah, blah bollocks. It doesn't mean anything. Just because a wick's at 50% mark, if there's no volume there, what does it mean? It means no, it literally means nothing. So yeah, I don't pay any attention to that. But it's fine. Like that's just how I play. If it works for you, like by all means do it. But for me, it's not something I look at. Volume, supply and demand, RNS. SNR, I should say, RNS. Still drifting. Still drifting. Still no reclaim. Still no big excess, I wouldn't say. No big excess. Just a drift lower. Still selling lows. They're still market ordering, selling lows with no excess. Oh, this feels like this day's gone really slow compared to the other days. Probably because we've not really moved. I mean, how big's that initial balance? Not very big, is it? Well, it's not bad. 229 points, actually really good. I don't know, it feels smaller. Maybe just because the rotation is small. 25. So yeah, that's why, because that feels small, the 100-point rotation. Yeah, definitely. Like so far, they're dumping inventory. They're scared. They're just dumping their inventory. I don't think it's necessarily short sellers. I think it's bulls off the frothiness dumping inventory. Okay, here's the reattempt at IB. So let's see. Like if pops keep selling, that's just people keep dumping inventory. That's what that is. But let's see. If this is a look below and fail, you know, we should get a big reaction. But we haven't really had those today. Do I know Deja Brew Trading? No. Never heard of him or her. Again, so look at the buying delta came in above here and we didn't move higher. There is still passive selling. There is someone walking this down with limit orders, just passively selling every pop higher so far until they're done passively selling. And they might not be done ever, right? We don't know how much size. Have they been in since the April lows, running this thing higher, and they're now selling pops because they're like, okay, I think we're done with this market for a while? We don't know, but what I do know is every aggressive move higher has been passively sold into. Even there at the highs, 164 lot, 38 lot, 10 lot, 51 lot, 44 lot, 22 lot, 53 lot, and we went nowhere. They just sold it. They just went no. So delta keeps getting caught above. That's what we're seeing so far. Just don't think they're done with this. They are not done with it. And we've got still no excess, and here come sellers trying to sell the lows again. They're not done with it, folks. So, I mean, unless you took that short with the guy at 25s, I don't know. Still drifting. Still nothing to do. Market slowed down. Need the market to speed up in one direction, one way or another. And still we drip. Again, aggressively selling these lows. So buyers just keep obviously trying to bid and reselling. They're trying to dip buy and getting caught. And it's not done. And it's still, the delta is at the lows is buy side and the highs is buy side. This is just nothing to do with it. I cannot do anything with this yet. When it changes, I'll let you know. It's been a blessing for this community. We made the money for 2 weeks this week. Yeah, for sure. So you can take the next week off. Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to. I need some time off to build the new course for you guys. Let's see. Are they still going to sell every pop into IB and below? Yep. They're still selling it. They are still selling it. Let me check the right on the 50-day here, right on the volume shelf here, all the way down to 800. If they don't protect 800, let me just do a balance range of when we're in here. Yeah, all the volume is here. If we don't protect this, 674, so basically 700. But all the volume from the old balance range is here where we are now. So if bulls can't defend this, then everyone from that old balance range is going to get hurt. Which means, when were they here? Like September to October? Yeah, I think October, definitely. Beginning of October. All right, I'll use a bathroom quickly and come back. Okay, and they're still selling it. They are still walking this thing down. Still just slowly selling it down. Still no excess at the low. They're dumping their inventory here. Still selling it. Still dumping inventory. It's the first time we've seen more inventory in the low and not move lower yet. It's still early, but it's the first time we've seen this today. I'm still not convinced, but this was the first time we've had sell side at the lows with no buying at the lows. So if we start to squeeze up now aggressively above IB, then we'll leave those guys trapped. But it would still, everything today upside would just be counter trend. Grinding to 800, yeah, it's very possible, isn't it? And it's very possible we go sevens. It's very possible we go sevens. Like, can't rule it out. Cannot rule it out. VIX is sort of basing for this inverse head and shoulder kind of look near high of day for a breakout right now. And at the moment, like, every guy that sells the lows on Bookmap is getting let out. He's going to get let out again. So yeah, there's just, you can't be a buyer in this. You can't. You absolutely can't. This is genuine selling, not short selling. This is genuine selling of like, fuck it, we're done with this market. Let's just get rid of all our profits. Let's make sure we lock in now in case we get some nasty gap down next week. That's what it feels like right now. It's controlled because they need it. They need to sell pops and sell pops and sell pops and sell pops. And probably the aggressive selling at the lows is probably buyers trying to absorb it, getting stuck, in all honesty. So again, new low of day here again. Look at this. Look at the lows. Like, every time at the lows, you're seeing big bubbles come through. All right. This is big market order. Look at it. It's growing in size. Big market orders at the lows coming through. We are almost there. VIX about to break out here. Remember, VIX breaks out is going to go 22s. Lower prices. Oh, you London traders are so lucky, man. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. More of a wiggle here on the tape. They're getting very impatient now, these sellers. First wiggle I've seen on the tape. Buyers coming in here. Buy delta coming in here. Now, if this gets sold, we make a new low again because there's lots of buying coming in here. So this might be shorts covering for the first time today, potentially. So let's just see. Now, this is the first time, but not convinced on anything until we start seeing higher lows and some absorption from buyers. Right, so far, every pop's been sold into, like we've talked about all day. Hey. Okay. Passive selling up there again. Oh. Are they ever going to be done with it? Because I've either got to play a long scalp or I need a big short squeeze to fade. I can't short low of day on a drip down, like, and buyers trapped at that high on that wick again there. This is fucking incredible, man. Love a trade setup. I'd love a half decent trade setup today, please. Nope, they come back in again. And they're aggressive. And they're pissed off. There's just no way I'm buying this and there's no way I'm selling it. So we just sort of have to wait. Until I see sellers got tired. I'm not convinced yet, because look at that last push up on that last candle above 55. It was all buy side pressure. Did we move higher? No. So let's just wait and see. I'm definitely not convinced yet, my friend, that sellers are tired. Definitely not. That's not what I'm seeing on the book. Not right now. There are sellers on each stock. Yeah, of course. Like, you're dumping inventory, right, Peter? Like, if you're up in big profits, you're dumping inventory right now. What do you think causes the NQ to go down? It's the same thing, right? It's selling that stock. VIX new high day here. VIX new high of day here. Where's the spiders? Still not a 660, Q still not 600. I still think those are the big options levels from what I remember looking earlier this week. Raf, there's nothing in here to say sellers have got tired, right? Nothing. I don't know why you think that. There's nothing in here yet to say sellers have got tired. Absolutely nothing is selling sellers have got tired. It will become very obvious when sellers get tired, because we will start aggressively moving away from lows and they will start covering. That is not what you're seeing right now. You are seeing all pops be sold. There you go. So this, don't, guys, please don't like say blanket statements. Don't say it. New low there. This is the first time I've seen excess, and still they're trying to dip by it. Like, all the time they're trying to dip by it, it's going to be dangerous. No, Raf. No. That's not. It's not. Just because we're moving slow doesn't mean they're tired. It means they're controlling it, because it's not short sellers. It's that they're moving slow so they can sell on pops because they've been buyers for the last 3 months. They don't want to sell the lows. The guys selling the lows are buyers getting stopped out. The guys selling the pops are people who have been buyers for 3 or 4 months since April, right? Or however long, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, 6, 7 months, right? It's those guys selling inventory right now. Like, you need to, like, I say it on stream a lot, be careful with the statements that you make when you don't know, all right? Saying they're tired because we're moving slow. No, they're not. They're not tired because we're moving slow. That's your opinion, but they're not. Because you said that here and we made a new low. They will be tired, right, when we see a move above and pops stop getting sold and we start seeing that, all right? That's when they're going to be tired. Until that point, just be careful, because you can convince yourself and others to start taking positions the other side of them. It's going to be, when they're done with it, it's going to be obvious. What I would say is that last shove down is the first time where we've left some sellers at lows today. And buyers still got to show that they can defend it. And I've not seen that once today. Every pop, again, sold into. Every single pop sold into. Every single thing sold into. So the big level here is 880. That's the big level. So if you were in this from sales early, you're laughing. Otherwise, you're probably just like me, just waiting for something to happen, anything to happen. Big selling at the lows again. I make my point, right, guys? So please watch what you say. You will convince people to take things who are new to the stream. Still don't think we've got excess here. Still think we're going to move lower. All the time they're trying to bid down here, they're going to get hurt. There's not enough excess down here. VIX still breaking out. Everything is pointing towards lower prices still. The bottom of this range potentially. Sit and wait. And like I said, they just might not be done. They might just dump inventory slowly all day. All right. If they think that this is going to move nasty lower next week, then today is their chance to take profits. Apple's still 0.5% up. Man, it's fucking insane. So good. Okay, and they're still dumping. All right, every pop being sold into. Again, they're still dumping. There's still no excess. I'm on repeat because that's what's happening. Hopefully it's keeping you guys safe. I don't think we'd move up on tariffs being cancelled. I don't think we'd move up on that. So 800s, what we got below? Still got guys below, I think. Bookmap, you wake up. There we go. 750, still there, 750 on the book. Into the bottom of this blue zone, and then it gets bleak. It gets bleak. Bears in total control. Still no excess. VIX still pushing. dripping down. Haven't even shifted value, which is crazy. That is very crazy that we've had no value shift. Still selling every pop. See it on the book. Every pop still being sold. Buyers just got trapped again. All right. Learn to read the book, guys. All right. Please get out the habits of saying something that you just think, which is not actually based on anything. Please get out that habit. Volume delta, large wick, chat players, any of it. There's no end of the auction. They've not finished selling. Right? We have not seen an end of auction. There's a zero print at that low. And I still don't trust it. I still think we're going to move lower. They're just selling every pop, like I keep talking about. Every single pop is being sold into. No, it will all come in the new course, procrastination. Okay, here we go. So aggressive selling at lows now. This is the first time we've seen very, very, very aggressive selling at lows. Still waiting to see if there's a reaction, because all the time there's no reaction, guess what? They keep aggressively selling lows and we keep going lower. It is all about what happens after. We're coming towards the bottom of this box. They want to go 700s today. We talked about the 25,000 to 700 is a rotation. Yeah, guys, I'm going to try and be calm here. Everything's bleeding, guys. The markets are bleeding. If Qs are bleeding, everything's going to be bleeding. What's the leader? Nvidia. Everything's going to be bleeding, all right? They're, of course, going to be selling stocks. It's profit taking, guys. All right? It's profit taking. 700s now. Next level, 750s. 700s, 750s. We can keep selling this market. They are dumping inventory. They got their exit last week. They are dumping inventory. The more this picks up, the more retail will start dumping inventory. The more we will go into panic, the deeper we will go. $22s now on the VIX. Buying here, and I bet you they sell it again. There was big selling at that lows, but I still do not think this market is done. Not like higher time frame. It is. We have seen some big selling at those lows, but we haven't seen a reprice. We haven't seen an event yet where sellers have failed to come in. I'm watching this carefully because this is the first time on Ninja Trader it's alerted me. We do have Delta caught offside here at the lows underneath 84 for the first time. There is Delta at the lows under 84 for the first time. We are still absolutely in a downtrend, okay? We're absolutely in a downtrend. They can still sell pops like I've talked about all day. They've loved selling pops all day long, haven't they? And that was a pop which they just sold again. They will need to protect now 85. And if they can't protect that, we will make new lows. And we're already through it, and we're going to make new lows. So they're still dumping inventory. No. Guys, I'm going to get frustrated. Please don't come to the chat and guess and say things. Don't. Just stop. Just stop guessing. Because this is where you get people hurt. I will call what's actually happening. I'm not interested in your guesswork, all right? VIX now, 22s, through the 22s, into its first block of supply here on the VIX. So I would say on the VIX, I think it's 22.15 up to, where's my mouse gone? 22.13 up to 22.85. All right, that's your block of supply. And this thing, like we've talked about, can keep... If they want to go 400s today, they're going to go fucking 400s. Do you understand what I'm saying, folks? They don't give a fuck about you guys. All right? They don't care about what you think. They are like, let's just sell our inventory. You have to understand, you guys trying to pick bottoms, you have to understand, this is where they are all long from. They have got so much inventory that they can sell every pop, every pop, every pop, every pop, every pop, every pop, because they might think, hey, we're going to come all the way down here. We're going to get out 90% of our position there. And if we get a panic sell from retail, we'll buy it back up. You have to just understand the market mechanics. They don't care. Right now, they don't care about anything else other than getting rid of the inventory that they're carrying. No more bottom guessing. If I see another person bottom guess, you're getting booted out of the stream. You will. It's not for me. It's because there are new traders in here, and they might see what you put, and they might buy because they think, oh, this guy might know what he's doing, and then they're going to get hurt. Still offering 750, this guy down here. Moving so quick, my Bookmap's even struggling now. Why is it not showing me orders under? There we go. Now I can see orders under. Okay, big buying coming on here. Again, they can still sell this. This will be short covering. They can still sell every pop until you see a notable change in the tempo, on the book, on how we've been acting, which is selling every pop. There is no reason to be picking a bottom. What on the Qs? I don't think we've fallen that far. On, let me have a look. %6. It's nothing. Literally nothing. Remember, we're up 60%, guys, off the lows. All right. Talked about this. %55%, 56%. That's 5 years worth of growth off the lows. They can take their profits, man. Just let them do it. Just let them do it. Don't fight them. It's unfortunate. Like, I'm not gonna like short on this move on the way down, even though they're walking it. But it is what it is. We nailed the shorts yesterday and Tuesday. The people having fun today are overnight traders or swing traders or anyone trading London and Asia range. Then you better go to another stream then, Jay, Equity Group. No, you don't need to be here, mate. If I annoy you, you know what you can do. Okay. Right, we've seen some bids come in here at 800. So someone's trying to buy this at 800 now on a pullback. Still don't trust it. Still think every pop's being sold. We have small amount of delta at the lows. They're still selling every pop so far until we see a major shift. I'm actually getting frustrated with chat today. Oh. Okay. Some bids coming in here, passive. Still not convinced for me. I just don't want to buy a low today now. Not with the strength I've seen, but maybe they're going to bid this up to initial balance for a minute and a retest. Where's the volume? 25s. There, 800, 805. I mean, if there's a counter trend squeeze, they're going to need to protect sort of 95-ish here for a move back up to IB. Still selling versus flow zones for now. No buying up there, which is good. Well, there was a little bit above 28s. I want to see how we act into 800s here. Big selling coming back in. Huge selling coming back in. Back towards these 800s. Let's see if they're actually done with it or not. VIX still holding up. If they hold at 800s, there's potentially a drift up to initial balance on a short squeeze. If we reclaim initial balance, obviously there's more potential. So watching this. Sellers came flying in there under 817. Have got caught so far. So far doesn't mean shit because they can drop this fast if they want, but that's where they came flying in. If we start breaking through 836, I think there's a move up to initial balance potentially. Still selling it for now. They're still selling it. It's amazing. I get told off for dropping F-bombs when I'm trying to protect you guys from yourselves. Like, it just winds me up. It absolutely winds me up, Chronic. Bids are trying to come in here. They're trying to force this squeeze up towards that IB by protecting 800. I'm still unconvinced, but that's what they are attempting to do. A bigger squeeze through 800, can lead to a drift. Point control still way up towards 940. Here you go. So they're trying it. All right, let's have a little piece then. I'll play counter trend small. Stop already in the money. If you want to get going, we can get going. Got to get through this node. 40s. And tiny size because we counter trend, not playing with any big size or conviction here. And I'll risk the 800s because it's small size and house money. Buyers got stuck there again on that last push to 44s. I want to dip back down now and see them absorb it and then make the decision whether I hold or add or cut. One little flush to get absorbed would be good. Here comes the flush. Come on, lower, lower, lower. Okay, here we go. And this is decision point here. Big selling here, so very aggressive. So either I'm going to cut this or I'm going to add if we absorb. Still selling it. Still not through the 800s though. Apple rolling over, be careful. Apple just went green to red. That starts failing, that's going to help downside pressure. Still holding the 800s. That last move down was the absorption I was talking about. Got my eye on Apple right now. It's flat. Buyers need to move aggressively away from this level now. If they don't do this, I'm just going to cut it. Just cut it. Here we go. This is their chance. Now or never, buyers. This is your chance. You've got to get through these passive sellers above. Now's your chance. If you don't do it, I will just cut this because I'm not going to sit if you have no juice and you want to move lower. So they just tried. There's still a passive seller up there. He's walked down because he's sat there absorbing the tape into 20s now. I want to be very aware of him because that's how we walked lower earlier, is a passive seller walked down, and that's what's just happened again. All right, cut this. I can always reassess in a second. So that passive seller told me everything I needed to know there. And Apple now gone red. I want to be very careful if Apple starts selling. Still at that key level, but out of it now. It will let sellers out if it trades through 780s, 786. That's where they're stuck beneath. It will let them out. Apple is still flat. Still protecting, well, ish. They're attempting to. They're attempting to put in a high low, but I'm just not convinced which way I've cut it. I can always get back in. Again, it's counter trend. Hardest trade in the book, but I'm certainly not going to play short side down here. And no relief. So we had one attempt for the squeeze up. Stopped out. I mean, if we want to trade to the edge of old value from October 12th, we can trade to 685s. Woof. And below that, an old POC cluster 632s. It's not out the question. It is not out the question. It's not out the question. And they still sell it. And they're adding liquidity lower. All right, let me use a bathroom while I figure this out. Still not moved, still there. Battleground then. Yeah, I still think if we're going to move lower, there is an old point of control around 760. I think so. I don't know. Yes, I am positive on the day. Absolutely. And two nice trades. One really good trade where the runner went a bit further than the others. And I'm just deciding what I take out for the day or not. There's still a passive seller. I'm telling you. There's still someone selling inventory. Someone's walked down. Until they're done with it, and they might not done. Guys, you got to understand. They're trying to make you understand. They might not be done with it for weeks. All right, they might not be done selling for weeks here. You just don't know. It depends how much they've got to sell, how caught they are. Most of them got their exit at the top, but some of them might be thinking, "Hey, this could get real nasty. We've got millions and millions and millions and millions to sell." Apple now starting to sell here, folks. Like I said, MAG is now all red. You want to be careful. Tell you what, Oscar Health is 3% up on the day. I'm still holding that swing. I don't think I'm up on it. Am I up on it? No, I'm down on it still. Still drifting lower. Still drifting lower. Yeah, exactly, Troy. Exactly. We're almost at the 600 level on QQQ, which I'm pretty sure is a huge, huge options level. So it's not far away from it. Yes, look, every pop, they're still selling. Every single pop, there is a passive seller on a book that comes in and forces us lower. They are not done with it. They're absolutely not done with it. I don't reckon they're going to be done with it today. I just don't. I don't. You might get a little short squeeze at some point, but I'm now of the opinion they had the opportunity here, right, where we flipped Delta, right, to do this and hold, and they didn't. They couldn't even get back up to revisit any of this. I'm not convinced right now that we're going to be done with it at all today. It's where my headspace is at the moment. We will see. Buyers stepping in here again, trying to force up again. Huge market orders coming in again. Right, is this your first high or low? This is the question. We know that sellers are trapped under here, but my God, they let this come back deep. Lordy, lordy, they let that come back deep. Big market buyers. This is the first short squeeze of the day, or of a while on a lower time frame. And still buyers are coming in at the highs. It's unbelievable. And not moving it higher. There you go. Buyers came at the highs, didn't move it higher. It's the battle of the tape. There's someone passive is still present on the tape. He don't give a you know what. All right, I'm gonna get a coffee. This ain't moving anywhere soon to the upside. I'm not playing down. SPX level, yeah, 660 right on Q, and SPX 650, which you've just dropped below. If they start failing that, you're going to see so much weakness, I think. So I know we've just dropped below it, but it's going to be there or thereabouts. I think the spiders was 660 as well. So I think Q's was 600, spiders was 660, SPX was 6650, was it? Is that right? And you're below it now, so you're seeing weakness under it now. And VIX is still holding. I mean, you can get panic. I don't see we've had some panic selling, but this has been more controlled. Someone selling inventory. Like I said, if you move from like a market maker or a hedge fund selling inventory to panic in the market of more retail selling inventory, you're going to get more of a faster wash down. That's when this tape will start to speed up. I mean, at the moment, I'm just a bit upset, which it didn't give me a good sell opportunity this morning. All I wanted was some form of retest up here to sell into, something over this to sell into, but it's so weak because we've got this guy dumping. So it is what it is. Limited trades. But we thought that might happen when we saw the gap down. It would have been better to have a flat day, or a gap up would have been ideal to sell into. More lows coming there. Yeah, exactly. We can't do anything, Willa. Like, it is what it is, right? Like, SPY is an ETF. SPX is the asset. SPY is an ETF. So SPY, I don't know how to calculate. It's basically like 1/10 of. It's not quite the same, but basically. Oh my gosh. And the dump. Big selling here. Huge. 750s next level. Huge selling here. They're playing whack-a-mole on every single pop so far today. And I still don't think they're done with it. I still don't think they're done with it. $750 coming up, I think. Mate, we are running out of levels. It's going to get so weak soon that it's actually making me consider, do they go to lower Bollinger Band? Which would be 450. I know it sounds wild, but if the panic sets in, we're at the edge of a volume shelf here on the yearly profile. If panic sets in, we probably go 550, and then we might as well go 450 and go to the edge of the Bollinger Band and get the move over and done with. But we will see. I know it's wild, but VIX still going. Still into its supply block, that 22.15s. No, it was not on a winning trade, Jack. It was a losing trade. I gave it room to the 800. I think I lost like 15 points or something on it. First loser of the day. Like I said, risking house money. Yeah, no worries. I'm always honest. Like, I don't lie about it. Like I say, like, I'm entering here, going to risk to 800 using house money. First two trades were nice squeezes. I can't remember where we entered today, but I think it was 917s, and we got that move. We got a 120 point move upside. They're still not done with this. I mean, like I said, 750s is on deck. They're advertising 750s down here. They're probably advertising lower now. Yeah, they're going to keep advertising lower. Oh my gosh, how much lower are they advertising? Oh my flipping lord. Are there any at 400s? I just want to check. Oh my gosh. Oh. Is there anyone at the lower bowl? There they are. They're at the lower bowl. Jeez. Yeah, not done with it. They are not done with it. I'm actually running out of levels, and insane. Completely running out of levels to play. At this point, it goes against rules, really, looking for the longs. We're so far out of the IB. Is there anything on the VIX as it's the top zone? I mean, yeah, I mean it's in that zone of the VIX. It's in supply, but no, it's just sat sideways. At the moment, we're in it, but it's just sat sideways. All that matters is we're in trend down. We're in trend down. We've been in trend down all morning. They are selling every single pop. They're getting the opportunity to sell right now. The pops are not actually very big, right? So like we're talking about swing points of the low from 773 for a swing up to 844, and they're instantly selling that back down. And for a lot of the time, we're trading 20s, 40 point sort of ranges, and then selling it. 40-point ranges and then selling it. And that's been the story of the day, and that hasn't changed once. I had an attempt when we had that move off the lows here, where we saw volume step in and delta start to come positive, and stopped out on it. So it is what it is. You got an anchor on the volume profile at 580, 530 zone on the daily. Woof. Okay, they're having another go at a squeeze out here. Let's see if there's a passive seller still on this book or not. To the 90s, maybe they go to the 800s. Oh, here we go. So this is just another attempt at a squeeze like earlier. Like I said, I think there is a squeeze sort of up into 850s and 880s, but at this point I've had a few attempts. I've got to ask myself, do I really want to keep having an attempt at this when the main trend is lower? Probably not. All right, we've had a really good week. Probably not. And again, buying at the high there over 800, passive seller there. Now, if they reclaim 800 and he's not there, there's probably the squeeze out is probably going to come. But I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. I'm not active in this now. This is the exact same trade I had to go at earlier, and that passive seller came in. So I am aware that he's been selling inventory all day. But you might see a squeeze out back up into here, at least to value and probably to here if they're going to do it. So if you're really, really, really adamant and interested, you can think about this move to here. You are seeing buying, and you would need to see it protect 780. You would need to see it protect 780. Let me just check the book higher. You had buyers stuck over 816s to 820s. If you protect 780s and you can get through those, the next lot of buyers which were stuck is up at 840. So it is potential if you hold 780s. If you can't hold 780s, and again, there's no structural shift. I'm just saying what I'm seeing in the tape. It's just the tape. It's nothing else. I would expect sellers to come back in once they finish the squeeze. Apple trying to go red to green here. I think it's beyond me to take. I don't think I want to be taking it. It's so tempting, but I don't think it's. I don't think it's for me today. I think it's better to leave that alone. he's still there. So what do we say? 780s. This is the decision. And like he's been there all day, and he's aggressively selling again. Like I said, I don't think it's worth the risk. It feels like bottom picking. It's not, but it feels like it because he's been so intent on selling every pop, and it's the same thing here. So we did a rotation 60. What do we say? About 40-point rotations, and they're selling it. 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 Yeah, it's beyond me. Flow zones are saying down. It's just hard at the moment because flow zones are in a sell. Everything's in a sell. But we're at higher time frame levels. And if I go back to the daily to show you why I don't want to be a seller down here. Where are you guys? This node here. And this is the yearly profile. Right, this is a very thick node on the yearly profile. I don't want to be a seller here. I wanted to be a seller up here today. Anywhere here for that move, and it just wouldn't let me get it. It gave it to everyone overnight. So if we start letting go of this, 50 days gone, we're going to go lower Bollinger Band. Do not, long term, rule out this being repriced. All right, this is why they're probably selling aggressively. Because if we do this, we haven't come back for that 200-day in so long. All right, last time we gut checked it was May. All right, and normally these are the healthy moves. All right, think about August the year before. Here, October 23. Here, March 23. All right, it's not healthy to be this extended from it and not come back to it. So it's probably why you're seeing heavier inventory being sold at the moment in case we do this rotation. Because if they let go of 50 and they let go of the ball and we point down, it's not going to happen overnight, folks. But for next year, it's possible. At this point, I'd rather stay safe and wait for flow zones to be reclaimed. Exactly. And even then, we're outside of IB, right? So like we've got things fighting against us. We're in trend A, but we're in higher time frame demand zone down here and here. Okay, but we're in trend A lower. So we've got things fighting. So we're trying to move lower, but we're in demand. So at best, we get like a pop up to there. And as we know, every opportunity they've had to sell, they've taken it. It's just not a day to be a buyer. And it's a great day to be a seller, but my rules, as always, if we had cleared this out, right, these are always trend days. When we leave New York open, we move straight away from it. But we needed to come back up here. I wanted this squeeze up here and then resell that back down. Right, so we were long from here to here. We just needed a little bit more and then a sell back down from there. But it never came and tested structure. No test of structure, no test of structure, no test of structure. No test of value. All that test happened overnight. Unfortunately, it's just how it is sometimes. It is what it is. I get frustrated because I'm like, oh, I want to be in this. And this is when it's annoying day trading. You just think, I just want to be in swings. Just want to be in swings. What's going on with this bookmap? It's frozen. There we go. I've got a question for you, team. Some market buyers come in here. So I'm on payout number 7 on one of my Apex accounts, which I've now had for, I don't know, 180 days or something. I took a good chunk out on payout 6. Do I take all the money out on payout 7? Or do I just try and run it? So after taking the money out last time and building it up, I'll be due again tomorrow. I'm now up about 11,000 on it. Do I take it all out? Or do I try and run it up into Christmas and see if we can get a nice car out of it for a Christmas present? That's my question at the moment. I know, that's how I feel. Depends on my goals. I'm completely in two minds about it. Squeeze happening here. Reattempt of a squeeze again happening here. This is where the buyers got caught last time, in this high where we are now. This old pivot here. There is the opportunity to get into 36 and up here if they take control. Again, it's beyond my parameters for the day, I think, but leave a buffer or go all in. I've got the buffer. I mean, I've taken a ton out of it already. I've probably taken 40, 50 out of it, but, or maybe not that much of one account. Hang on. 3, 6, 9, 12, 20. Yeah, like 30 out of it. Yeah, in my head, JJ, I'm with you. I'm like, run it up, pull the money out, do a video on pulling the money out, and then go and buy a car with the money. That's what's in my head. Or something fun. Yeah, I think I'm in agreement with you guys. I think that's where my head is at the moment. I could trade it today. I'm up on that account 595. So my big boy account, I'm up 3 grand on. That account I'm up 595 on. Another account 500 on. Another account 250-ish. Another account 180-ish. Another account 100-ish. The bulls are trying here. They're trying here. But remember, every time they've tried, we know what they've been met with. But they are trying here to get that move back up to value. They're attempting to get this move back up to value. 35s will be their target, and then 84s. But there is still downside pressure in this market, all right? And they're just, all we're doing right now is retesting. Sorry, I can't talk. Retesting 800. That's all we're doing at the moment. Apex, I think, will be fine, BB. Their financials are in a good spot. Yeah, exactly. That's where my head is, Troy. No electric cars for me. No electric cars for me. I mean, I don't mind getting one, but it's not what I would be enjoying spending my money on. Yeah, exactly. Okay, sellers still here. There's a new low. New low coming. So these sellers are not joking around today. Every single pop they are selling. Same thing, 40-point rotation, sell. Back to the lows. Maybe they still want the 50s at the moment. They are not done. They are literally, they're not done. They're not done. I don't know, Alvaro. I'm not sure. So it feels like 50s are wanted. So they had another attempt up here. The buyers failed this shelf, back down to the low, maybe the 50s, maybe the 700s. Remember, the old rotation from September was 700 to 25,000. Everything under 25,200 is bears in control, like we talked about in the newsletter, or 25,300, I think it was the level. Oh, I wouldn't be getting a Tesla, mate. It would be like an old Porsche or something like that. No Lambo for me. It would be like a Porsche or I don't know, an Aston or maybe neither of them. Maybe my wife will be like, no. Sensible, please. Something Luna can fit in. Still sellers. Still sellers. Still sellers on this book. They are not done with it. Not a big fan of the Jags. Into that 750 then. They're trying to fill this player down here. Wow. Crazy that they're still aggressively... Whoa! That is massive size just came in there. Absolutely spanked it. He's getting paired off now. He was well over 700 lots when he came in. And they've tried to absorb him. I don't think they're going to win this battle of absorbing. I don't know why they did that there. There you go. They just lost that battle trying to absorb him for now. That was mega size. Mega, mega, mega size. Look at that SVP. Oof, that's the first time we've seen something like that. Big delta down there at 400. All right, so 750 is where he came in, and you're already back under it. Like, they're not done with this. They're just not fucking done with it, man. They are in a hurry to get rid of their profits right now. There you go. They're not done with it. Book's clearing as well. You're going to get panic soon. And I don't mean a little bit of panic. I mean, like, you're going to get, like, complete panic, like some huge candles soon. Where's the ATR? It's only at 20 right now. You will get people getting liquidated soon. It's not far away. The aggression coming in. They will liquidate people. And I don't mean intraday players. I'm talking about swing players in the market will start to become liquidated. 20's now taken. 700's on deck. Mate, I'm not going to rule out 400s today to the lower Bollinger Band if panic sets in. You can't. You can't rule it out. And buyers keep trying here, and they're going to keep getting hurt. I'm watching them on the book try. You're going to get hurt again. You guys are so dumb. Mental. They've built out a shelf above now. What's this shelf here now? 60s. I'll stay with you until lunch. Yeah, just don't think you can be a buyer on this book today. You've got big boys trying to get out. You've got big boys trying to get out of the market. Can't be a buyer. VIX now spiking 22.52, still going. New high day on the VIX into its supply zone, and it's chomping through it. Risk off scenario in this market right now. This candle is absolutely looking huge now on the daily, isn't it? It's looking huge on the daily. So 760s was it? Where did we break down from? About 760s. What was that edge? 760s to, what was that top where they sold into? 775s. All the time, sellers protect that. We can move lower. Reclaim that. If you're brave enough, you can probably play upside. But I'm certainly not brave enough with what I've seen on the tape today. I'm going to have to respect what I'm seeing on the tape. But 760s to 775 is your over-under. If sellers protect that, you move lower. If they fail to protect it, it could be the first look below with the delta where they reclaim, where we've actually had more excess. This is big volume on this drive down. Time will tell. Just watching it, but it's mad, man. Sellers coming in again. Heavy, heavy, heavy selling again in front of those 70s. They didn't even make it to, what do we say, 60s? 60 to 75s? Didn't even make it there. Did not even make it there yet. Big selling. That's the same point that they sold the huge inventory last time. So I don't know if you can see Bookmap. So that big guy came in, 556 lot. He was actually 700 lot. They got paired off at 750. We just traded up to his same level. He's still there, selling it into 750. See if he's there again. They're trying to approach him again. You can see this huge delta up there, 376 lot. Traded through him now. So 770s is the next level, and if they start getting through, what did we say, 775? Keep forgetting what I'm saying. 750s to 775, that's the level that sellers need to protect. Again, I'm not playing this long. No chance, mate, because they've been selling it all day. But I'm just telling you what I've been seeing. We had an attempt earlier, and it resulted in a 15-point stop loss. So, and that was with a squeeze, with volume coming in. Sellers are still up there. So again, a buyer just tried at that high, and passive sellers stepped in. There's just nothing you can do here, folks, unless you're brave enough to sell pops, which I'm not. And I'm not brave enough to buy the squeeze up anymore. We had an attempt. I think it was here on that attempt. No, there's not a lot you can do with this. This is just big boys now, and I don't mess with big boys. Previous month value added low is 6,680, is it? I mean, yeah, maybe. It's not far away, is it? That is not far away at all. We into lunch yet? We are now into lunch as well. So this last hour done. We've not taken out the last hourly low to look above yet either. I'll give this 5 minutes and then I will get off here and be done for the week and just, yeah, make a decision what I want to do with these accounts, whether I take the money out or not for Christmas. Vic's still going here, folks. No, Sinner. I'll do it based on structure. If I'm playing a squeeze, I'll go break even quicker. Yeah, if I'm counter trend, I'll go break even quicker. But if I'm not playing a squeeze and then I'm playing structure, it's different. So still looking, they're looking like they want to go lower here. They're protecting this shelf. Think about this shelf. In fact, I'm going to remove this. This is absolutely pointless now because we traded through it. All right, everything is down. Down, 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 down. All right. I remember who said it earlier in the night. They're done selling because it's slow, and I said, no, they're not. All right, they're not done selling. All right. You can all the time they're protecting this. We can keep coming down and down and down and down all the time. There's sell pressure on these. We will keep moving lower, and we've now built out a huge amount of volume here. It's going to be very hard for bulls, I would say, to get reclaims of that. Very hard. Everything is structured downside. Just is what it is. It is what it is. No, but if you're playing counter trend, you just need the lower time frame to shift. If you're playing pro trend, you would need both to shift. You're not going to get both shifting for a long time now, right? We're very heavy. These levels out slightly different. Yeah, we're pretty thick into 90s now. Feels like new lows coming. They're still here, guys. They are still here. They are still selling. All right, I think that's time. Nothing to do here. There is literally nothing I can do here. We've played scraps. There's never been a big enough squeeze upside for me to sell into, and we've just been playing for scraps, unfortunately. It is what it is. I would not be a buyer in this market. Honestly, it is just a free-for-all right now, and I also... It's tough on days like today because you're basically selling low of day, low of week, low of month, low of quarter at this point. And we're just coming into structure, and we're knifing through it. So it's hard to play either side of this tape, at least for me, in how I play. It's hard to play either side of this tape. So better to leave it, be happy with what we've made for the day. And I don't think I'll trade this afternoon in Discord. I will set some price alerts. If we get a big rally higher that I can sell into, I'd be more interested in that than anything else. But yeah, we had a great week. Like we talked about in Discord, we've had a massive week this week. I wanted this sell. I was ready for this sell. And again, they did it overnight, really. And that'll be it. We'll go again on Monday. Weekly newsletter will come out tomorrow I will have to let this market close before I think about anything in the newsletter, because it will matter, and news that we get over the weekend will also matter. Giveaways. I don't really feel like it today, given what's happened, but let's have a look. How many likes have we got? $114 likes. Is that it? No giveaways. No. Nowhere near. You're nowhere near, guys. Sorry. No, no, no. Hey, Contorted. Nice work, man. So Contorted getting his first payout on TPT. Congratulations. I see it. I see it. All right, new lows coming. All right, folks. Peace and love. Don't bid on the market. Just don't get caught on this market. In, like I said, it's big boy selling. This isn't a joke. All right. Don't pick bottoms. I wouldn't even try and trade the squeezes back up anymore when they're there, because they're just getting sold into. We had maybe 1 or 2 ago to that. I can't remember. But yeah, be happy with what we got. Peace and love, everyone. And yeah, see you Monday. Take care.